Hi, it's Jenny from Mega Cleaning Cats. So I'm actually still in Lent period when I can't watch YouTube or post YouTube, but I decided to do a little bit of a podcast today. I have somewhat of a migraine, but I feel like I can't really do anything else. And I'm like kind of ahead with a lot of stuff, like homework, with chores, and I don't have my YouTube to watch, so I figured I would do this. I've saved a bunch of Reddit stuff, mostly for makeup rehab, some stuff from Project Pants, some stuff from like the main page, mostly makeup related. There's a couple of like random pet things because, makeup cleaning and cats, right? Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna end up mostly just saying that's very true, and not much with reaction, but we'll see. The fan is on. Maybe I should turn it off. So Crinky 137 says on makeup rehab, reality check. What's your view on makeup/skincare reality on normal people? Normal is capitalized. So that's the title. Good day. I just wanted to discuss something that has been on my mind lately that I would like to see others' perspectives on. Shopping addiction, overconsumption, FOMO for high-end brands, current prices, etc. My question is, what does a realistic, normal person actually need? Do normal people get at least one package a week with new stuff? Do they get at least once a week to a store and get with some impulse buy of shower gel, chapstick, or a candle? What is normal compared to What is normal considered to be nowadays? My bad. Like, I'm covering one eye because one eye hurts, which is making it a little bit harder to read. Okay, whatever. Okay, so 1, body care. They, and I refer to internet, social media, give us the feeling that we need X and we need Y to have glossy skin, to have a skinny complexion, to smell great. All those SDJ, molten brown, high-end body care, we all have bought it. But we are also, who is looking this up, surely interested in skincare. However, when I go to the gym or swimming pool, all I can see, people are using regular budget products. Nivea, Dove, store-owned brands. Those are cheap. It makes me question, who buys a shower gel for $30? I know I do because I love them. Okay, maybe I should comment because it's kind of a long post. I feel like I'm gonna end up repeating myself a lot. But for context, I have problem with makeup and skincare. I don't really have issues with shower stuff or body care. But I can see how people get into it, especially with the Bath and Body Works stuff. Like I went to the mall maybe, it was, I guess like half a year ago. And I almost got by the sale, and it wasn't even that good of a sale. It was just like buy 3, get 1 free. And I guess like they have sales like twice a year with the prices being super low compared to the regular price. And I can see how somebody can just like go crazy and, stockpile a bunch of stuff. I can't relate fully to the body care just because I'm super weird about fragrance. I think like the locker rooms from high school just kind of scarred me, and it just kind of smells like that to me with like sweatiness. So for some reason, like, I can't with the body care stuff. Somebody actually gifted me a body lotion, and since then it's become a routine to actually use body lotion, but I kind of prefer peppermint just because of the tingly sensation. And it does feel nice, right, to moisturize and stuff. So I haven't gotten that far into because I'm weird about fragrance and stuff. But I can see how people can get into it because I have gotten into it with the makeup and the skincare. Also, I'm kind of a cheap-ass bitch. I find it really hard to spend $30 on, like, anything, but especially beauty products. So I do have a couple of products that are $30. But again, skincare and makeup, like, I cannot justify spending $30 on the shower stuff because, like, you go through that stuff so quick. Which, again, what is it called? It's not yuck your muck. What is it called? yuck your yum. That's what it is. Not yuck your yum or whatever. I just can't personally do the high-end shower stuff, but I understand that some people, do like fragrances and it is appealing to them. So I can see people buying, these expensive things. Another thing, like she mentions, normal person or whatever. I get so amazed looking at normal people's stuff. Like, for example, when I go to my parents, my mom has like a little tiny cup with like makeup, and then she has a couple stuff that's like outside of the little cup, and I'm like, wow, that's what normal is. Which, I mean, honestly, she's actually even on like the other end, I guess, of that spectrum, just because she on the regular, I think she only really wears mascara, and then on like fancier times, maybe she'll add an eyeshadow, but usually it's just mascara. But see what I mean? Everybody's just different. Like, she really loves fragrance, and she has like a bunch of perfumes, but like she's not really into makeup. Point is that I guess, yeah, I do not know people that buy the expensive stuff shower wise in real life. I don't know if you do. And I personally am not one of those either. But like I said, not to like, I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying, like, the makeup is for me. And I know there's some people like have like 5 things, and like I wish I could be that, but I can't. All right. So similar with hair care. You go to a hairdresser, they blow dry your hair. They suggest buying Kerastase or Kevin Murphy or Davines. I can't say it. Davines. I've heard Davines. I don't know. Those are high end and are expensive, and yet the gym or swimming pool where I see other people, I've never seen anyone with high end products. Yeah, again, I'm not I'm not really like a hair care person. I have frizzy hair. I used to be super self-conscious about my frizzy ass hair in middle school, and then I mostly like settled on like, okay, whatever, I have frizzy hair. But yeah, the more I think it's crazy for spending so much money, the more I'm like, maybe I should try it. But yeah, I'd rather spend the money on the makeup, y'all. I don't know. I mean, which I do buy drugstore makeup, but I don't know. With that being said, like, I don't know that I've seen people with expensive makeup IRL. I don't know. Okay, so number 3, malls and Sephora's. You can see people buy a CT lipstick for 40 pounds, but those people only have one lipstick that they buy until they run out, and yet here we are with 50 to 70 lipsticks we bought online. Yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't have started with this one, y'all. I pretty much have only bought 2 luxury makeup products. One was a Charlotte Tilbury cream eyeshadow, and I did not like it, so I ended up giving it away to my sister. But yeah, it was rose gold. I should have known it was going to be more brown, but it was more brown than pink, to be honest. And I wanted to find a dupe for the e.l.f. thing I'm trying to pan, and I didn't, and now I'm just panning it because whatever. It's not the best thing ever at the end of the day. Oh yeah, and the other thing was a Pat McGrath quad, and it wasn't the best thing ever. I still really like that purple eyeshadow from that palette, but anyway, those were like the only super high end. I do have like one other thing that was indie that was kind of expensive, like $30 mark. But other than that, I kind of cap it at the $30, dude. Like, I do 26, 27, 28, 29, and then I like don't buy anything past that. I feel like in my family, the only person that's like super girly is my aunt, and that's pretty much it. Like, everybody else, all of my friends and family, like, yeah, they wear makeup here and there, or, just the mascara or whatever, but it's not that much. And versus my aunt's like super fancy, and like, I remember going with her to get her nails done and like go to the hair salon and like do the highlights and all that. And I mean, she's still a fancy lady. kind of more DIYing stuff. Oh, this is gonna die. Anyway, and then my friends also don't wear much makeup, and then even at work, I'm currently working with mostly dudes, to be honest, and there's like 4 girls out of like 20 of our group, and I feel like there's only 2 of us that wear makeup. I mean, maybe other people do, and I'm just not looking like hella hard at them, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with this. Anyway, I don't really have that many people in my life that are like super into beauty stuff, which is why I've, clung on to YouTube because I don't know. I want makeup friends, okay? So be my makeup friend if you would like. Okay, so anyway, number 4, a small add-on on clothing, if that is a bit related. I live in one of the European capitals. I work in a company with 350 plus employees. During the past 3 years, I have probably seen only 3 people wearing Louis Vuitton bags. That's 1%. I know it's not very representative, but still the majority of regular people, middle-class taxpayers, not influencers or wealthy people, can do without LV bags. Actually, I paid attention on clothing, and it's nothing super branded. No Gucci, Balenciaga, or Kenzo, regular clothes from Zara, H&M, etc. We don't need to feel that we are not good enough and run for the designer clothes and overcharge our credit cards. I was just watching some reality TV from 2015 Buy Well for Less on YT, and they kind of discussed this blind following of brands, etc. What do you guys think? I don't think I've ever seen anybody with LV or like that I've noticed. I do have a friend who's also super fancy, and I do see her with like Kate Spade bags. I think that's like not at the luxury of LV, but like it's higher end compared to me, to like what I buy or whatever. And like I'm not trying to be like I'm not like other girls or whatever, because I don't know, I think she's very fancy and I respect her for that. Which again, I guess she does wear makeup, which she has like the most flawless skin, dude. But I kind of remember her talking that she likes drugstore makeup. But yeah, I think, she dresses really nice and does her hair and stuff. So I don't know, people just like different things and stuff, and it's okay. Honestly, I've been thrifting for the most part for my clothes, and I actually bought kind of a batch like a week ago or so, and I feel kind of guilty about it. To be honest, I pretty much just went to go get some shorts because we've been, walking, and now we're jogging at the park. And I didn't really have shorts, but then it turns out that like I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I did have these other shorts. Because anyway, I have some that had paint on them, so I didn't want to wear them, but I could have just worn those. And then I have these shorts that my husband decluttered to me, but they have a hole, but I could have sewed that. Like, they're like boxers, basically, technically. They look like shorts, okay? They're not like boxers. There's another pair that I was like, oh yeah, these PJ ones. Whatever. Point is that I went for shorts, but I ended up with like a couple of jackets. And then I'm like, what the fuck, dude? But like, oh yeah, which it's spring. Like, spring started a couple days ago, but it actually is summer now. Like, it's summer weather, but with the allergies. So, not ideal, but I'm still wearing the jackets because the office is fucking cold with the AC. But anyway, point is that I forgot what I was saying. Oh, and then some of the stuff was on my wish list for a while. Leather jacket, which I'm like, maybe that specific style might have not worked. Whatever. Point is that, yeah, I don't really see people in real life having the high-end stuff, but maybe it's because my people aren't into the high-end stuff. Especially with like the beauty stuff. So next one is from Nice Zucchini 6051. Makeup is not the magic we were told it is. Oh yeah, this one got me. I've spent so much money on makeup compared to my income since I was in my early 20s that I better don't even try to add it all up. and all in search of some kind of magical formula that will clear my skin, give me the fluffiest false lash look with just one brushstroke, the most beautiful sun-tanned complexion that seems to be glowing from within, lips that would put Angelina Jolie to shame, and so on and so on. Do I need to add, it never happened. Don't get me wrong, I love makeup, I love applying it, wearing it, especially as I learned to do it in ways that flatter me the best through years and years of practice. Now I have a small bag of reasonably priced makeup items I use every day and replace when I run out, and I have been more than fine. Which, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to have. Like, just like the specific shit that I like, and just like keep rebuying what I like. Although, spoiler alert, I finished a foundation and now I'm using like my backup foundation. I'm like, oh, what else can I try? What else can be better? Whatever. That's the whole point of this post, right? I was spending my everyday in this feeling of more than fine, but until very recently when I came across the new holiday edition of the, I can't say it, Guerlain Meteorites Powder Pearls for the astonishing price of £75. To put that into somewhat of a perspective, that is approximately a bit less than 8% of my monthly income. A decent salary here where I live, but not so suitable for unhinged spending. 13 hours of work for a beautiful box of shining dust formed into tiny pearls. I almost gave in the name of the holiday spirit, then I realized it is not the makeup I want. It's the delusion of being one step closer to having my life together, having a functional relationship, savings for retirement, a healthy social life, and whatnot, and the false idea that all that could be achieved by making my appearance about 2% better by sprinkling some overpriced fairy dust on my cheekbones to finish my look in the morning. Or maybe I am just burnt out at this point. Okay, this is like so fucking true. Like, I don't know, like for me, for skincare and makeup, it's like, I think like this is going to be the thing. This is going to be the thing that solves all of my problems. Like, for example, with skincare, like, I've talked about this before, but I used to have like pretty bad acne when I was in high school. And then even like early, like 20s, like I was, 19, 20, 21. It wasn't until like mid 20s that like my skin started to get better. I think benzoyl peroxide, panoxyl, like helped me a lot, but it fucking came back, and it's been annoying, dude. It's been fucking annoying, and I don't think it was as bad as it was when I was like 19, but it's been annoying. I feel like it's starting to get better. Pockets of times it's starting to get better, but anyway, point is that it's kind of annoying when you're in a hunt to like cure your acne or cure sebaceous filaments. That's kind of the other thing that I've been like on the hunt for, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the magical solution to everything. Or even with makeup, it's like, oh, this is the perfect whatever, and I'm gonna be the most beautiful person ever because I got this one thing. And like at the bottom of this paragraph that they say that whatever is going to make my appearance about 2% better, which I think there was another post, maybe I did save it, that like a lot of the times it might just make your appearance like 2% better, and that's it. I always think about that meme of what girls think they look like without makeup, and it's just like a stick figure person with like no makeup, and then there's a stick figure with like blue eyeshadow and it's just like colored, and then the other version is just like a monster basically. And it's like, I guess that's so true. I personally feel like I usually do my makeup to go out into the world. If I'm staying home, I kind of use a tinted lip balm for the most part. Sometimes, for funsies makeup or, just whatever. But yeah, usually like I feel like I need to have foundation at least. I don't know how you guys are about that. And then also like the whole like this is X amount of hours. I sometimes used to think like that, like, oh, if I buy this, not makeup related per se, but just anything, I'm like, oh, this is like X amount of hours worked. Is it worth it or whatever? Oh, also, I don't know if you guys are like this, that like you buy something and then like you get it and then you try it on and you overhyped it in your mind so bad that you're like, oh, you're kind of like let down. Especially like how people talk about makeup on YouTube and stuff. I don't really follow that many influencers because I don't want to be let down and stuff. Well, I just don't want to be influenced too. And I would like for this to be a term. I don't know if you guys remember this. I mean, I don't know. I feel like most of my audience is probably like around the same age as me, but I don't know. Like, I actually do remember watching infomercials for fun. Usually is that they were on in the middle of the night. But like it was like still kind of like interesting to watch. Like I remember distinctly like watching what are they called? The bullet blenders? Magic bullet? Yeah, magic bullet blenders. And then the ShamWow guy. And then what was the other one? I kind of remember like this one infomercial, they kept switching from like a ring to a lawnmower. And it was kind of like random. And then this one about like this curling wand. It wasn't like it, it wasn't a Dyson. It was like so long ago. I don't even remember what was special about it. But anyway, like I remember watching them, like willingly watching them. So yeah, I would like to call influencing Billy Mays, because I feel like other times when people are describing shit, it's like it's an infomercial. It's like Billy Mays here with blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So I what was I gonna say? I forgot. What was I saying? Something about Billy Mays means influencing to me. Let's just cut out this because I kind of lost my train of thought. This one is from Sarah. Oh my god, I can't see it. Sarah Surlaloon? I can't see. Sorry guys, like I'm closing one eye. Okay. So this is your daily reminder that if you add more products to your collection, using them up will be harder. This is such a tempting period with all those sales, but please remember, you probably don't need another blush or foundation. Your skin is beautiful and you rock your makeup already. I personally stick to my no buy because I know adding more makeup would only make me feel conscious about having to pan it. It will get harder and harder. I'm having the best time of my life spending my money on self-care and aiming to finish laser hair removal, as I said in an older post. I guess like a lot of people say this in this Reddit post, or in this subreddit, I guess I should say. So for example, if you have 5 eyeshadow palettes and then you add another one, then that means that you're gonna use your eyeshadow less because you're gonna have to spread the love instead of just the 5. So that's kind of the premise of it, and I guess that's kind of true also with clothes. Like you won't get to use your favorite clothes because you're using everything else. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I had like a big blush problem, and I've definitely reduced the want to buy blush. Lip products have definitely been my radar, especially because most of the lip products that I have right now are mostly like either Fantasy Self, the 2 liquid lipsticks, or they're like house stuff, kind of like clear lip stuff that I'm like, why would I wear this out? Or like, what's the point of wearing it out type of thing. I thought this one was pretty cute. This was on Project Pan. So it's a picture of a Marc Jacobs bronzer that's like has a really huge pan on it. Okay, so a tribute to the most loyal man in my life, my Marc Jacobs Tantastic bronzer. 7 years ago, fresh out of school with nothing but teenage disillusion and a part-time paycheck, I walked into Sephora and bought my very first luxury makeup item, a Marc Jacobs bronzer. For 6 years, I used it every single time I did my almost daily makeup. I never cheated on it, not once, no influencer-induced infidelity, just me and my giant pan of commitment. And somehow, it refuses to die. I swear, this thing has the lifespan of a Nokia phone. Economies rose and fell. I changed hairstyles, cities, situationships. That bronzer, still there. Still blending, still loyal. After realizing you were discontinued and years of searching, I've come to the conclusion that there is simply no one like you. You are the perfect shade. No one blends as effortlessly. No one looks as airbrushed, and that dreamy coconut scent. And the second you open the compact, unmatched. Okay, maybe I'll just open both eyes. When I finally hit pan, I was genuinely shocked. I had fully accepted that it might outlive me. Now my eyes are adjusting. Okay. Now that the only corners are left, I've decided I'm saving it for my future wedding day. If I ever meet a man who doesn't irritate me within 3 to 5 business days, that bronzer is coming out of retirement. It just feels right. It was there when I became an adult. It deserves to be there if I ever make another questionable long-term commitment. Anyway, thank you, Marc Jacobs, the fantastic Omega bronzer. You were expensive, you were loyal, you never let me down. Unlike others, rest well, old Fred. I just thought it was super cute. The way that this was written, sorry, I kind of butchered it. Or butchered it? I don't know how you say it. But yeah, it's kind of insane how long things take to use up. I mean, that compact is fucking huge, but I mean, it's awesome that it lasted her that long. I probably would still use it and then just leave a tiny amount for the wedding. Oh, this is actually not makeup related, but it's girly related. Okay, so this is a picture of a treasure chest type of thing, and it has a bunch of tampons and some pads, and then there's a little spray bottle in there. Okay. So it says, am I overreacting? New boyfriend was weirdly judgmental about bathroom situation. I, 30 female, have been casually dating someone, 40 male, for a little over a month. He spent the night at mine a few times ago. The last time he felt comfortable enough to go number 2 in the morning. He gave me warning ahead of time, and I mentioned that I had poopery in the basket by the toilet if he wanted it. So that's the little spray in the chest, I'm assuming. He came out of the bathroom sort of upset looking, and he was unusually quiet while I made us breakfast sandwiches. He asked for his to go. I knew that something was wrong. Sorry, I'm just remembering the comments. And I was replaying the night in my head, and it went really well. Things turned after he pooped, and I thought maybe he just felt embarrassed about it. A short while after he left, he texted me, quote, it's weird that you made me dive into your period shit to have some self-respect about an actual shit. Quote, what the fuck, did I do something wrong? Am I overreacting to think that he's way out of line? This seems crazy to me, but should I, a single woman who lives alone, make my bathroom more accommodating to people of the opposite sex? ? Are period products really that offensive? ? I guess I didn't have to say ? The comment that got me, and I guess I can't find it anymore, but it's just a gif or gif, I don't know how you pronounce it. But it just says his carriage awaits, and it's someone being thrown into a dumpster. And then somebody commented, you dropped your crown, king, and it's the top of a trash can. I have no words. A lot of people were like, oh, and he still took his to-go sandwich, and a lot of people were like, just break up with him because blah blah. But yeah, I don't know, I actually keep a few pads on top of my toilet, where the little toilet rolls are, the TP, and then I keep the rest at the bottom just because it's easier access to have a few on top, Yeah, I don't know why it would have been a big deal to him. Crazy, dude. Oh, this one was also really cute. Well, the other one was not cute, but this is not kind of makeup related, but so this was posted by Snookles on Makeup Addiction, and it says, looking for a lip color that is the same shade as my cat's nose. And it's a picture of a little gray tabby with a little pink nose. Adorable. Okay, this is the one that got me, and I think maybe this is the reason why I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I should stop posting for a little bit and going on YouTube for Lent. Okay, so this is posted by One Lucid Dreams, so kind of like Lucid Dreams, on Makeup Rehab 5 years ago. So I don't want to be the person who has makeup as a hobby. Don't get me wrong, I still love makeup, but it's definitely a different mindset than what I had before. So the other day, I was catching up with a good friend of mine, and we are been updating. what's new in each other's lives. She suddenly mentioned that since I love makeup, she thought I'd be interested to see what she got in a huge sale for this high-end makeup brand. For a second, I was taken aback by that comment. And this has nothing against my friend. I just don't want to be the person who is tagged with having makeup as a hobby. I don't want to be perceived as someone who follows or knows the latest makeup trends / brands anymore. She continued to show me the lipsticks she bought, and I politely asked what color she got. She showed the color on screen, and I immediately knew. Let me emphasize again, I knew the color name. Maybe it's because it's a popular color, but still, this made me realize how much I've been invested in the makeup community, even though I have no need to. I'm not a makeup artist, so why do I need to know all this? I think the main reason I follow these is because I enjoy looking at beautiful things, and that's perfectly okay. But at what cost? Cost of my time and energy that could have been spent on personal development and quality time with loved ones. Since the beginning of last year, I have pared down my collection. Still hate this world, but I am trying not to. By around 25% with RONB on project planning. I think that's replacement only no buy. See, what the fuck, how do I know that too? Anyway, my goal for this year is to continue, but really pushing for a no buy. I figured out what I enjoy wearing, and it's mostly very light, natural, healthy looking makeup with a bit of contour for dimension. I've become a more conscious consumer, and I'm very picky on the color / undertone, formulation, texture, and longevity of the products. I make sure these products will last me enough time before the annual sales, Black Friday. Maybe this still makes me a bit obsessed over makeup, but I think I've gotten most of the purchases that I enjoy using. I don't want to waste my mornings choosing what to wear on my face. I very much prefer a more utilitarian, easy 10-minute face. I won't be researching new products until the products I use become discontinued or doesn't work for my skin anymore. Yeah, so this one really got to me because, as I said in my last vlog of like why I was deciding to take a break from YouTube, I guess I just wanted to engage in my other hobbies, and I don't know, I guess maybe I see my other hobbies as more productive or whatever, but I guess it is kind of weird that I know what Milani Luminoso are, even though I've never fucking owned it, and I know what Becca Champagne Pop is, even though I've never fucking used it. And obviously it's just like, it's very repetitive, you know. It's like when you're hearing the same shit every time, it's like it sticks in your mind, and you basically, you know, memorize random ass facts about makeup. With this time being off of YouTube, I honestly, like, I've done some of the productive hobbies or whatever, and I'm, you know, quoting the productiveness of the hobby or whatever. Some of it I've kind of forced myself, like for example the cat tower. I was stalling so hard on doing it just because like I didn't want to mess it up because it was expensive and like blah blah blah. But yeah, I actually finally finished upholstering it, but honestly I low-key was kind of forcing myself to do it. And I actually did have to listen to podcasts on Spotify to get myself to do shit. I've been re-listening to Inside the Makeup Bag a lot, like twice I feel like at this point during Lent, and I think I first listened to it like last Lent, which I really like them. It's two girls talking, and sometimes they interview like their friends. I just like listening to girls talk about makeup. I don't know, and I guess it's kind of like soothing, I guess, which again I feel like listening it podcast style I think was good for me to like, you know, do chores and like do this and that. But I guess it was just kind of watching it a lot, kind of was consuming a lot of my time. I also did end up, you know, doing other unproductive hobbies or whatever, like watching TV and stuff, or, you know, going on fucking Reddit. And at this point, I think I'm just kind of okay with the idea of being into makeup, or like knowing random ass facts about makeup and whatever. Maybe I should focus more on technique and all that situation. But at least the other thing is that in my vlog I mentioned that I was super obsessing over Project Pan and just like thinking about it constantly, and it was like my mind would just default to it. It got a lot better. I feel like I end up using it to kind of self-soothe. Like if I'm like having negative thoughts, I'm like, let me just think about Project Pan, let me just think about makeup, and it helps me. I like that now. I like make myself think about it instead of like my mind defaulting to it. I don't know if that makes sense. which, I still get distracted with stuff. Like, oh yeah, I need to do this, I need to do that, instead of, the task on hand or whatever. That's something I need to work on, but it's gotten better. It did get really bad over the weekend, recently. I think it's because, like, I interviewed for a job last week and I needed a distraction, and I was, like, literally stuck to my phone to, like, not think about the outcome of the interview, because, like, they were supposed to call me and they never called me back, and I was just like, should I take it, should I not, how is it, anyway, whatever. I finally actually emailed today about it, and they said they were going to get back to me next week, which I feel like at this point I kind of don't want to get it. I think I want to hold off for a geologist job versus this land surveying job. It's a whole thing, but anyway, so point is that I was glued to my fucking phone because I didn't want to think about this stuff, and, like, I just needed a distraction. But then I think it was Saturday, I don't remember, but then Sunday we went paddleboarding and I was barely on my phone, so I'm like, okay, I guess it's okay to have doom scrolling to soothe the mind sometimes, I think it has been nice to watch less stuff, though, and I am very much looking forward to going back to watching YouTube. And also, I feel like if I were to have a full-time job, maybe I would feel less guilty about it, which is like, I'm, like, going to school, I'm doing stuff, I'm trying to do the productive hobbies too, I guess. I think I'm gonna stop right there, actually. Why does it say 9 minutes? Oh, I thought it was saying that it was 9 minutes. It's 9:18, bro. Oh my god, it's been 43 minutes. All right, yeah, let's just keep it at that. Thank you for listening. Bye.